Hello, Blake and Emily. Here, this is me up on the roof. Not often that I'm doing a sewer scope through a plumbing vent on the roof in mid-December, and definitely not doing it when it's 18, 19 degrees outside. So what you're seeing right now is steam. This is a wet vent. So the warm water that's below ground as it's venting out obviously is fogging up my camera head. So this will clear up here once we hit some colder water below. So 28-foot drop down. Now we're going horizontal. Once we hit the water that I turned on in the bathroom downstairs, there it is. We cleared up. This is cast iron pipe. There's a fair number of twists and turns. One of them was in that vent stack pipe. It's hard enough to push a 3/8 inch fiber optic cable with a camera head on it, normally, but when you get a lot of bends and twists and turns, and when you have an unsmooth surface like cast iron like this, it definitely makes it challenging, especially once you get past 100 feet. I got out 175 feet. You'll see me slow down a little bit. That's just me just trying to push, 1 foot at a time through the pipe. Got out. I've 2 units. One is my original unit, this one, 175-foot cable. I have another one that's 125-foot cable. I'm thankful that I didn't bring that one, but knowing where the property was sitting, I figured that this would be the right way to go. I did just get this back from repairs, and I had not had time to reset the date, the time on there, so I apologize for not having the right date and time. We're not back almost 24 years ago. So this is just a downturn and a twist to the side, so that's a little bit of an offset there. Should not be that big of an issue. It's off onto the side. It's not gonna catch anything, I don't believe. All in all, the pipe's in fairly decent shape. Normal corrosion. You see a little bit of extra buildup on the bottom of the pipe. This is me. This is where I really start to, just because of the turns, start to have a little bit of difficulty pushing forward. I will probably push out. I don't think it's here, but I'll probably push out a little further, and then jump down off of the roof and turn more water on. In that situation, I took my gloves off just so I got a better grasp of the cable, and was able to not have my hands slipping around as I'm pushing forward. Your cast iron from start to the end of forward progress here, which is not usual in our area. I mean, usually we'll at some point switch over to clay pipe. I don't know if that was back in the day, if that was a cost saving play on whoever laid the pipe, builder, whomever. But again, rare that you're going to have cast iron go for so long. Also, as we talked about, even at these connection points, here's another one right there. That's a connection of two lengths of pipe. You're not going to get root growth through there in cast iron. If these were shorter clay pipe sections, you definitely would have intrusion in there, especially knowing the trees. And like we talked about earlier, my guess is that the line goes down the back of the property and not out on the main boulevard in front of the house. Holding a little bit of water here, not much. I mean, this could just be either a slight upturn in the pipe or a sag in the pipe if it's settled at the connection points. Here's where it starts to get really challenging to push forward. I will get past this, I believe, and then I'll take a little bit of a break, and like I said, turn some water on to see if I can't make that, whatever the final 30-ish feet of push, a little bit easier. Bear with me. I kept the camera rolling as I was doing this. I could have shut it off. But for whatever reason, I kept it on. It'll keep playing. I will get out, like I said, 175 feet or so. We come to another connection point. That may be the final downturn to the city connection. That'd just be speculation on my part. But again, like we talked about, you can see the water flowing, moving. On the top right corner of your picture. Right now, before I crank up the water, I just had the kitchen sink running at a very light trickle, not nearly anything more than maybe a quarter-inch stream coming out of the tap. When I get down there, what I'll do is I'll turn the sink on full, and then I'll turn the upstairs bathroom on full as well. So a lot greater volume of water. Bear with me, still waiting. Not as young and spry as I used to be. Ah, here we go. As is somewhat normal. I would say cast iron pipes, one, because of the rough nature, tend to catch more paper products, natural materials, things like that. Um, Cooking grease is generally a killer, whether it's bacon fat or any other, like chicken fat or something like that. If that gets into the drain, you could see it there where the water's flowing. That's the top of the pipe. It does collect when you get further out, when you get further along. Um, I've seen it a lot worse than what we're dealing with or seeing right here. But just something to think about moving forward. At some point, you might want to have the line cleaned. Now, since there's no visible or viable clean out other than what was out in the yard, which again, that cap was frozen on there. I wasn't able to get that off. the only way that a company that does cleaning is going to be able to access the line is by pulling a toilet and going down through the toilet flange, which generally isn't a big deal for those guys. They're fairly comfortable with doing that, but just so you know. There we go, we're pulling along. Last 10 feet. Again, water's flowing good. Again, having both fixtures running at the same time. If there was any blockage, if there were any problems, we would definitely be underwater at this point. Coming up, this is the final extent. You can see up in the up ahead. Here's this turn right here. Another twist. I almost want to say that it looks like it is transferring or transitioning over to clay, which is very normal for us in our area. The connection point to the city main, the city tap is, I would say, 99% of the time it is clay at that connection point, and their main line, their big line, is always clay. Or maybe not. It's hard to tell from this point. So we are at the end. What will happen up next is the screen will go black for a few seconds. I did turn the camera off for a second, but I did film the return trip. I pulled back relatively quickly, so not really too much to see. But if you want to watch the return trip, stay online here and keep watching. This is me pulling back. As always, please reach out to me with any questions that you might have.